Dragon Ball Daima episode 8 was sick, people. Amazing. Peak Dragon Ball, guys. Or maybe not peak Dragon Ball, but this episode was insane, people. After a number of really slow burning mid episodes, it is finally picked up, guys. So for those of you who have been quite skeptical around the series and may not even watch any episodes yet because, I don't know, you thought it was just another version of Dragon Ball GT, you weren't a big fan, you need to watch this episode, guys. You need to start watching Dragon Ball Daima, guys, because if you are a true Dragon Ball fan, you will enjoy this, guys, and you're definitely missing out. So from the start of the episode, we have Goku going up against the third Demon World's Tamagami. It starts off with base Goku going up against the Tamagami, and I mean, it's a sick fight. The animation is cold, the fighting is sick, and you know, it's looking like a pretty even fight, you know. Goku's putting in work with his power pole, and the Tamagami has his own little weapon, which is this special looking hammer, and we're getting some really cool exchanges. And I mean, as you'd expect, Goku eventually does turn Super Saiyan. After all, in the previous episode, we were told that this Tamagami went up against the Bora in the past, and the Bora couldn't even defeat him. Now, we weren't told that the Bora was weaker than the Tamagami, but they just said that the Bora couldn't defeat him. So I mean, you never know, he could have been weaker than the Tamagami, or they could have been on the same level, so they just stalemated each other. But based on that scaling, it was obvious that Goku would have to go Super Saiyan to stand a chance at defeating this Tamagami, right? But is it just me who thinks that it's quite strange how strong these Tamagamis are? So they were created by Navid and Namek to protect the Dragon Balls, but it's kind of odd how a Namekian can create beings this strong to take on bloody Super Saiyans, the Bora. I mean, it's almost comparable to like a Dr. Gero creating androids that are stronger than Super Saiyans, you know? So I just thought that was kind of far-fetched, to be honest. But yeah, eventually Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan. The animation is crisp, it's no smiling, no joking around from Goku. He's serious face Goku here, like old school Goku here. And the fight continues, and surprisingly, the Tamagami is still holding his own, which was kind of strange to me, since Goku essentially got a 50 times increase. So I don't know, maybe the Tamagami was holding back initially. But yeah, the fight heats up and it turns into a beam clash. Goku shoots out a crazy Kamehameha, and you know, the Tamagami is trying to fight off, and eventually he deflects it, and then Goku jumps in with an elbow to the stomach and just pretty much ends the fight there. And the Tamagami says that he gives up, basically, which was kind of disappointing. You know, I was expecting a bit more from the Tamagami, but he knew what time it was, he knew what the levels were. He pretty much admitted, yeah, I know how strong you are, Goku, and I can't defeat you. So Goku's like, alright, that's cool. But the Tamagami wasn't willing to give up the Dragon Ball just yet. He stated that Goku would need to complete one more challenge, which was kind of like a little game that he created, where he set out a bunch of tins and he put the Dragon Ball within one of the tins and mixed it up like really fast, and Goku would have to guess which tin the Dragon Ball was in. And I mean, I knew all along that Goku would guess correctly. You know, Goku was focused, and I mean, Goku's faster than this guy, he's more perceptive than this guy, so, and Goku was super focused, super serious, and he ended up figuring out that, you know, the Dragon Ball wasn't actually in the tin. At the very end of the Tamagami mixing up the tins, he actually threw the Dragon Ball away, and it was like levitating above somebody in the crowd. And I mean, even Supreme Kai couldn't keep up. But yeah, Goku guessed right. He said that the Dragon Ball isn't within the tins, it's levitating over somebody's head. And yeah, ultimately he wins the Dragon Ball. And you know, everybody's praising Goku, his friends, a bunch of random people from the local village were watching the fight as well. And yeah, Goku sets off with Supreme Kai, Glorio, and what's her name, Pansy. And yeah, they head off to go towards the second Demon World to fight the second Demon World's Tamagami. Now after this, we move on to King Goma at his castle. He's with Degasu, and strangely enough, he's revisiting the footage that happened in Z, in the Buu arc, you know, with the Z fighters fighting Buu, but it's specifically when Majin Vegeta is going up against Fat Buu, when he self-destructs, blows himself up and blows Buu to bits. And we see some interesting added on information. We actually catch Dr. Arin on the scene, and she was collecting a sample of Majin Buu. And this raises some eyebrows amongst Goma and Degasu, thinking, what was she doing there? This seems quite suspicious. So I guess now they're kind of suspecting something iffy going on with Dr. Arin. And then shortly after, we switch to another scene of Dr. Arin meeting up with some random demon called Marba. And they're in this little hut, and it seems like they're whipping up some sort of concoction. They're surrounding this pot and they're putting a bunch of different ingredients into this pot. It seems like a real witchy situation, cooking up potions, etc. And of course, one of the ingredients is the sample of Fat Buu, and it's revealed that Arin is trying to create another Majin. She mentioned that she had trials and errors in creating Majins before, but she was never able to create one that was even stronger than herself. But now, using a sample of Majin Buu and working along with this demon called Marba, it seems like her fortunes may change. And she reveals that her plan is to become the supreme demon king of the demon world. So clearly she wants to overthrow King Goma. But Marba even mentions to her, don't underestimate Goma. He may look like nothing special, but he is really strong. But I don't know, I guess she's trying to use this new creation, this new Majin Buu, I guess, to overthrow Goma. And she also mentioned that she could also fall back on using the Dragon Balls. So as we all know, she's using Glorio, and I guess they have a plan maybe to steal the Dragon Balls after Goku collects them all. So yeah, we definitely can't trust Arin and we definitely can't trust Glorio. But even more exciting, we find out some interesting details about Majin Buu and this demon Marba. So it's actually revealed that this demon Marba is the person who created Majin Buu. Now, the original origin story of Majin Buu told to us in the Buu arc was that it was Bibidi that created Buu. But in actuality, what had happened was Bibidi went to Marba to ask for a favor. He asked her to help him create Majin Buu, which she did, but ultimately she deemed Majin Buu a failure since they couldn't control him. He went on a rampage. So Majin Buu was initially created in the demon realm, and he went on a rampage, and that's what actually led to the Supreme Kais, or I should say the Glins, because they weren't Kais yet. It led them to actually leaving the demon realm, running with their tail between their legs, basically running away from Majin Buu. But Marba didn't want anybody to know that she was the person that created Buu, given all the havoc that he wreaked in the demon realm. But Dr. Arin actually knows all of this, but promises to keep it a secret anyway. So that is another retcon we've received in Dragon Ball Daima. But you know what? I'm actually happy with this. It's really interesting lore that we got here on Majin Buu, and I'm really interested to hear more, see more. I'd like to find out a lot more about this demon Marba as well, and see how successful they become in creating this new version of Majin Buu. And I mean, other than that, at the end of the episode, we get a little scene with Vegeta, Piccolo, Bulma, and that other guy, I can't remember his name. The guy that's like their tour guide around the demon world. And essentially they're in the spaceship and they're on their way to meet up with Goku and gang. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I am really looking forward to seeing Vegeta and Piccolo getting the action. So yeah, man, this episode was sick, guys. Definitely my favorite episode so far of the season. I'm hoping that the pacing maintains at this rate. I want to see some cool fight scenes. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the slice of life stuff, I enjoy the lore building, but let's face it, what is Dragon Ball mostly known for? It's fights, it's transformations. So I was really just waiting for things to pick up, hence why I haven't done any reviews since episode 3, because since then most of those episodes have been pretty average, not much to talk about. So I was waiting for a sick episode like this to come, guys, and I was not disappointed, and I'm sure none of you will be disappointed either. So I'll definitely recommend watching this episode. I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. The only disappointment was that the Goku versus the third Tamagami fight was kind of short for my liking. You know, I would have preferred to see a bit more, but it was all good. Really enjoyed the episode, and I'm really looking forward to next week. But that is my video for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do drop a like. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.